What's up, all y'all trickly bastards? Welcome back to another episode of It's 1700 Somewhere. I'm Cameron, and Athen is late because he thought we were going to have a show today. But we always have a show, unless I say otherwise.
That's not exactly how it works there, Cameron.
I will run the show if I need to alone.
No.
The show will happen. Unless
I went into the one that said it was scheduled for today.
Did it say it's 1700 somewhere? Because that's the one I went into. That's weird.
It's 1700 somewhere, the one scheduled for today. And StreamYard. So I don't know.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I was sitting in here. I was getting everything pulled up and ready to go, and then I saw that you messaged the network, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see what he's saying because he's not here yet. Oh, he can't figure out. Got it.
It's not that I couldn't figure it out. It was the wrong one, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. But I'm gonna get a few shares out real quick.
I am too.
By a few shares, I mean like a dozen and a half.
Something like that.
You know, just a heads up, if you invite me to any group, if I could share it to your pages, you can guarantee I would. But if you invite me to a group, I will send you these videos. They will happen.
I'm pretty much the same way. If you invite me to a group, I'm going to share the stuff in there. So if you don't want me to, tell me not to or kick me out the group.
Basically everybody that's denied our videos for being on their page. Now I try and read the rules and everything, but if you deny me posting my videos to said groups, I will leave said group.
Well, I'll read the rules and all that stuff, but if you invite me to a group that I didn't ask to be in, I'm like, okay, well, you want me to share my stuff there?
Well, it's gonna happen. So, not like I'm not gonna post in the for sale sites and stuff like that, like knife makers, stuff like that. But all the veteran groups I have, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Pretty much. That's how that works.
You asked for it.
All right.
Okay.
So how was your Christmas there, Cam?
It was boring. I spent Christmas alone playing video games. Me and Carl did a show. We started a new show Christmas Day night. We talked Christmas Eve for about 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah. And then Christmas Day, we actually started another show that we're going to be doing on Mondays. So, for new content, this is a completely different show than the normal It's 1700 Somewhere. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not anywhere near the same. But if you want some new content, there is going to be a new show and we'll entertain it. And surprisingly, our first show already had over 1,000 views, so we're actually competing for the top spot as well. They come for this ugly mug. That's what it is. But we're going to start today with our wacky animals for the week. Oh, here's one of them. He has to say hello every fucking week. Just has to climb up on Dad and say, "What's up?" But we do have a video for our first wacky animal. A Wisconsin man found a deer stranded across a frozen body of water, and I hate it when they do commercials, but decided to do the right thing and push said deer off the ice so he could get back to safety. You'd think the animal kingdom, with its years of education and living in the wilderness, would learn to avoid certain things like this. But he's just—you can see in the video, this deer is just along for the ride.
Dude, the deer's probably like, I don't really like this, but
I don't know what you're doing, but it looks like the land's getting closer.
I'll take it.
I accept my fate.
You're gonna have to get over that ridge unless you go to the sky.
He's gonna book it as soon as he hits solid ground.
Oh yeah, as soon as he can get up, he's gone. Oh.
Close.
I was trying.
Welcome.
Yep, there he goes. That's
you can see he's been out there for a while. His hind legs didn't want to get below her originally.
And that's a pretty brazen dude too, because that deer didn't want to fucking go along with it. Deer can fuck you up pretty bad.
Yes, they can.
That deer.
Yes, they can.
If that deer decided that he didn't want to think that guy was helping him and decided to kick out or whatnot, man.
Yeah, that could have been a bad day.
So we got in the comments over there, we got Mickey saying hello housekeeping. Aaron Cottingham says, sup, sexy beast, ha 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 ha. Probably laughing about the deer, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, our next wacky animal, Dane, of course. Our next wacky animal comes from Florida. No, this is not the Florida Man stories yet. Those are yet to come. Don't worry, I did find plenty of Florida Man stories for you to enjoy today. And our Florida Man of the Week is interesting to say the least. This puts a whole new meaning to force feeding. I'll put it that way. But deputies had to free a 6-foot alligator from a storm drain. Oh no! Don't tell me my fucking computer froze. Nope, the article
6-foot alligator.
Yeah, they found a 6-foot alligator in the Sarasota County storm drain. Sheriff's deputies in Florida lifted a concrete slab to free a 6-foot alligator that somehow got itself stuck in a storm drain. And yes, there is a photo for that. He's just chilling.
Dang.
It looks, if you look in the photo, it looks like his back ridge right here where it starts to bump up got stuck on that lip.
Damn.
Well,
that's another animal that you want to be careful rescuing.
Very much so. The deputies were summoned to a street in South Venice on Monday morning to assist the alligator that was stuck in the drain. Deputies lifted the slab from the top of the drain and allowed the alligator to wiggle free from its tight spot. And the alligator then headed toward a nearby lake. Deputies said a trapper was called but did not respond, so the reptile was allowed to go free. Well, yeah, I mean, duh. I'm not going to drag him. It's a 6-foot. That gator is as big as I am. That's like grabbing me and going, all right, come on.
We're like, well, he's free. Don't have to worry about him anymore. Just run.
Oh. Our next story comes to us for Christmas. You have to imagine there's always something stupid going on Christmas, and there is video of it. A paragliding Santa Claus had to be rescued from power lines in California, and there is video.
Well, it was a shocking sight in Rio Linda. Santa and the hyperlight aircraft he was flying got tangled in power lines. Luckily, rescue crews say the man in red is going to be okay. KCRA3's Emily Ma has more on the rescue.
No, that's for sure. Seen that. Definitely.
Trading in his reindeer for a hyperlight aircraft, a man in a big red suit found himself stuck in a tough situation.
We'll try and figure out the actual reason that he flew into the power lines.
In a tangle of wire, the aircraft dangled overhead. The man dressed as Santa strapped into the pilot's seat.
He was upside down for a long time. And guy, that's scary. So it's a good thing they caught him, but didn't electrocute him.
Sacramento Metro Fire says the way the aircraft got caught in the lines and how Santa was seated didn't allow for an electrical current to run from the lines through the aircraft.
It looked like 2 tires were like stuck up in the wires, and that's what was holding him.
Colleen Bolseman was watching from the ground as crews carefully worked to save Santa and Christmas.
Half the town was down here and kids. So yeah, we were really hoping he was okay.
She says the pilot flies over Rio Linda often, but this was his first trip as Chris Kringle.
He flies just around so people can see and flies around people's houses and stuff. But this is the first time he was in his Santa suit. We didn't know this was going to happen.
Metro Fire says the pilot was trying to spread holiday cheer, and it might have been that motive that led to some temporary fear.
He was trying to deliver canes to kids that were playing throughout the community, so we commend him for that.
The Santa pilot wasn't hurt, taken to the hospital where crews say he's going to be okay. Neighbors like Colleen Boltzman say, with a year like 2020, that would be the way.
It's funny because you know how 2020's been, and then that's how you see Santa? It's like, that's what? Crazy.
Emily Maha, KCRA 3 News.
And Metro Fire says the power was turned off in the area while crews rescued Santa.
So, I mean, I'm wondering, because oftentimes situations like that, the city will make you pay for, you know,
Everything.
the rescue, any damages to it. So I'm wondering if, like, that happened in this situation, or they're like, you know, well, you were trying to do something good. This wasn't like negligent or anything like that. So, you know, I'm wondering.
It does not say in the article. It does say they had to cut off power for over 200 people while they were rescuing Santa.
That sucks.
Yeah, I agree, Dean. Merry Christmas and knocked out your power. It is 2020. This is not the year to fuck around because you will find out.
And Santa is like, you didn't get freaking juiced on that one. That could have been all.
Yeah,
bad.
as they said in the video, it looked like the lines, his rope lines, and his tires are what actually got tangled up. And being a hyperlight, it looked like the body itself was a lot of aluminum, which can conduct electricity. It's not huge.
Well, aluminum is actually one of the better electrical conductors, so it's used often. It's usually used secondary to copper, though. Copper's
one of the best.
Yeah.
Gold is still better, but
Gold and silver are the best. Yeah. Platinum even better. Palladium even better than that. Yeah.
But those are expensive.
Yes.
Now, can you imagine being this lucky? A New York State resident found over a 100-year-old bootleg stash in their new home.
Oh, wow.
That's the stuff that'll make you go blind, by the way. Over 100 years old, they had the alcohol content, the stuff they were putting in that shit. Because you got to remember, 100 years old, they were putting cocaine, meth, basically whatever they could into anything, especially medications to help. You got this medical condition. You should do cocaine about it. Sounds good. But on December 22nd, a New York State couple said they ripped out some rotten wood up at the recently purchased home and made a surprising discovery, a bootlegger stash of whiskey from 100 years ago. Nick Drummond and Patrick Baker said they had heard while preparing to purchase the new home in Ames that it might have belonged to a bootlegger in the 1920s. It was sort of a local urban legend that it was built by a bootlegger. We went with it, but we also knew that this was totally made up. The pair discovered the story was true when they ripped out some rotten wood skirting around the house's mudroom and something fell out. The object was a package containing 6 bottles of whiskey. The couple wondered whether or not there were more hidden bottles. There's this hatch in the floor, this wood hatch. We knew about it. It's not like it was particularly well hidden, they said. We're like, so now we have to climb into the hatch. The men went down into the hatch and discovered a hidden storage space beneath the mudroom filled with bottles. The couple said they counted about 100 total bottles of whiskey. That's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah. So we're wondering if it was already aged into whiskey or if it was just the still spirits.
It's something stronger now. 100-year-old. I mean, you could sell that for some really good money.
I mean, if it was just the distilled spirits, and it was sealed well, it might actually still be good. If it was aged whiskey, that can spoil. So I don't know. So yeah, Dean Cerny says bootleg whiskey doesn't have drugs in it. Only the heads will make you go blind. And even then, like if you were to drink straight heads, it would probably won't make you go blind. You'd probably get really sick and have a hell of a hangover. Just like if you were to drink some distillate that comes out of the still without separating the heads off, it's not going to make you go blind or hurt you or anything like that. But your hangover the next day will be horrible, and it's not going to be very good whiskey.
I mean, it's bootleg whiskey in the first place, so.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you'd have to actually drink a pretty fair amount of heads in order for it to fuck with you very bad. So, but yeah, it's like, and even back then, because depends. Bootleg at a certain point, and back then when they were just trying to crank it out and make it, they probably weren't cutting the heads out, because that's a bit of a task sometimes. And Shelly, I did actually ask Nico if he wants to be on. Chey, I'm not really sure, so she's probably working again. I haven't heard from her in a few days.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of alcohol, an illegal winery was busted in an Alabama town sewage plant.
and sewage plant?
Sewage plant. There's video for this too.
That's
Bill Smith is offering unbeatable deals with up to
commercials.
$15,000 off the 2021.
Hey, if I'm going to show your commercials on my show, I want compensation, asshole.
SLT up to $12,000.
Yet again, Chey is invisible.
Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman.
And we begin with breaking news tonight. Authorities are investigating an illegal winery that was discovered at the Rainsville wastewater treatment plant that's on Horton Road. DeKalb County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Brad Gregg says they got an anonymous tip about it today.
So Bragg said Rainsville Mayor Roger Lingerfeld gave authorities access to the facility, and there they say they found a large amount of illegal alcohol in a winery. Investigators, the Alabama Beverage Control Board, and a task force were at the site this evening. They say it appears city employees made the alcohol and charges are pending. This is a developing story.
City employees.
Any new information we get on air.
It's actual wine that they're making.
Bill is offering
it's not illegal to make wine, so how is it an illegal?
Well,
winery?
I mean, they were making it at a government facility.
That maybe I guess, yeah. But yeah, it's not illegal to make wine. You could make all the wine you want as long as you're not distilling it or selling it commercially without license.
We'll get into the article. Sheriff's officials say they busted an illegal winery that was operating in a municipal sewage plant in a small North Alabama town. The DeKalb County Sheriff's Office said in a statement it received an anonymous tip about an alcohol operation at a municipal building in the town of Rainsville on Thursday. Investigators then uncovered what was described as a large illegal winery inside the Rainsville wastewater treatment plant. Photos released by the investigators show glass containers, buckets, a fermenting rack, and other equipment often used by people who make wine at home. The agency says officers seized a lot of illegal alcohol and arrests are expected. The town of about 5,100 people is 100 miles northeast of Birmingham. I want to thank the mayor for his cooperation and willingness to allow law enforcement to do our job and shut something like this down, Sheriff Nick Weldon said in a statement. This is definitely one of the biggest operations we've seen in our county and possibly our state. It's legal to make limited amounts of wine at home in Alabama, but it's illegal to have more than 15 gallons of homemade wine or beer at a time.
Really?
Police photos show multiple fermenting vessels filled with what appeared to be more than 100 gallons of white and red liquid. So they're already exceeding the quantity they can.
To the best of my knowledge, like out here where we're at, you can make as much wine and stuff as you want and store it and have it.
That varies on state. I know in Texas you can make I think up to 12 gallons of alcohol, but you can't sell it. You can give it away.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways they get away with selling it is, hey, I will give this to you for $20. Still says give, but
12, 15 gallons of wine is not very much wine. Like, that's when I used to make freaking wine, I was making it, about 10, 15 gallons at a time. I'd have 2, 3 carboys running, fermenting out my wine. And then after, because you can start them at different processes. So you have one going into secondary fermentation when you're putting your next batch into primary fermentation, and then, all that stuff. So as your second batch goes into secondary fermentation, you can put another batch into primary, and the one that was in secondary, you can go into fining and all that stuff. So,
well, they were well above the legal limit for quantity making, and they were doing it at a government facility while they were at work. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're bored at work, you've got to find ways to distract yourself. But
making wine
tells me this isn't the right way to go about killing time.
So, but yeah, because I used to make, and the only difference basically between making a wine or a beer and then making moonshine is at the step where I said, you go into fining. For making like a moonshine, you don't have to fine your wine out. So, and when you're making, like, say you're making distilled alcohol, if you run a wine, so you basically start and you ferment out a wine, and then you distill that's going to become a brandy. And then if you make a beer and you get it to the end process and you distill that out, that's going to be, usually it'll be like a whiskey.
Honestly, this is one of those stories I would have expected in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right?
Something illegal happened at a government facility. Man, that sounds like Florida. Huh. Damn. Nope, this time it was Alabama. Now, could you imagine being this lucky? A World War I era cannon, a full-ass cannon, buried under a Canadian baseball field.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There is video for it, too.
Damn. And that's you said World War I?
World War I. If it'll play.
Don't stand in my way. I don't intend him or any man to be all my life.
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
I thought, take a chance.
And it was under the pitcher's mound.
Into the town of Amherstburg after a surprise find at the construction site of a new high school. A German field gun used in the First World War. As CTV's Ricardo Vanessa reports, how did it get here? The find was a surprise to everyone involved.
Feels like it was intentional. Like under the pitcher's mound just seems like something done for a reason.
High School when he struck something with his shovel.
Yeah, that's right at the top of my list of things I've dug up.
Ashley says on Friday he found a weapon of war in the dirt at Centennial Park where kids used to play ball.
I hit a piece of metal and pulled it up. I thought it was an old farmer's trailer. Pulled that out and moved it off to the side. And I said, okay. And reached down and grabbed another piece of material and pulled it up, and it was the gun.
I wanted to get to the site right away to see what we had.
Kevin Fox is the town's Heritage Committee liaison and former curator at the Kingsville Historical Park. He says the gun's 4149 ID could be made out to identify it as a German 77 field gun.
So the Germans would have it behind the lines, obviously. Artillery would be fired over on advancing troops, and it was devastating.
The gun is now in storage at a town facility. Fox says the weapon was brought to the region in 1922 as a trophy of the First World War and eventually ceremonially buried under the former cenotaph at the park because of its poor condition, where it outlived another relic brought to Amherstburg from the Great War.
Many of them do not survive. So it's really miraculous that when its trench mortar companion was melted down, this one has survived.
Now the town is fielding calls from parties interested in potentially restoring the weapon. And for Hashi, he's making his own calls after the unbelievable find.
Called a few friends and my brother on the East Coast. Told him about it. He just laughed. He said, "You're kidding." I said, "No, I'm serious."
In Amherstburg, Ricardo Vanessa, CTV News.
So it was ceremoniously buried, and its counterpart was remelted down to make something new, but this one was buried in the field.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be something. Honestly, if I found something like that, I'm going to keep it, restore it, and then just not let anybody know about it. Ever. Because cannons are not illegal. I want to make that very clear. Cannons are not illegal.
They are not.
You can own a cannon. In fact, there is a small shop on the way to Chocolate Bayou, I think, whenever we go fishing in kind of the saltwater area. There's a guy that has 2 cannons for sale every fucking time we drive by there.
Nice. Yeah. You just can't go off, go firing it off all willy-nilly whenever you feel like it. You got to have, a suitable location to be doing that.
Well, we also did cover the story about a man firing his cannon at his neighbors for some complaint. And then there was actually another article we haven't covered where a neighbor fired his cannon through his window into his neighbor's house.
There was also
happened earlier this year, I believe.
There was also that time, what was it, maybe 10 years ago, the Mythbusters were testing a
Jesus.
And it bounced out of their firing range and went through like an apartment building, and
it caused a lot of damage.
Yep.
Because it went through, I think it went through like 3 houses, something like that. It was bad.
So, let's see. Dean Surrey says, I get my stimulus check. I'm buying cannons for the yard. FAFO, whatever that means. So,
FAFO.
P5FAFO phone.
Now, we've talked about finding a cannon, but this magnet fisherman, if you don't know what magnet fishing is, you take a super powerful rare earth magnet on a rope, you throw it into a river, lake, pond, what have you, and you pull metals up. Now, I've seen them find coins. I've seen them find bikes. I saw one where they found a moped, stop signs, lots and lots of stop signs. But this magnet fisherman pulled up 19 grenades out of a British river.
Holy shit.
Yeah, yes. 19 grenades. December 23rd, police and a bomb squad responded to a river on the outskirts of a British city after a magnet fisherman reeled in 19 World War II era grenades from the body of water. Chey Williams said he was using his magnet to search for metal debris in the River Tame at a location just south of Birmingham when he pulled the first grenade out of the water. Williams said he remained in that same spot, pulled up a total of 19 grenades, which appeared to date back to World War II. Magnet fisherman noticed 2 of the grenades still had their pins in place, leading him to contact the police. Police evacuated the area and an explosion ordnance disposal unit arrived at the scene to investigate the grenades. The team used an X-ray device and determined that they did not contain any explosives or detonators. I mean, they've been there since World War II, so I'm pretty sure they're all rotted out by this point in time. But anytime they find something like that, the police take photos and post it on their Facebook. But can you imagine finding 19 grenades?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how it's probably a pretty interesting story how they ended up there, because there was actual fighting and stuff that happened in England in World War II. So
true, but there was also the magnet fisherman who did find a grenade here in America. Bomb squad responded. They pulled the primer out, pulled the pin, and it still went off.
Oh, wow.
It still functioned. So I can fully agree with calling out a bomb squad for something like this, because there has been videos of people finding stuff like this, and it can still function.
Any antique explosives, you're gonna want to be careful with, because they could be unstable as all hell. So,
I mean, there was the article we covered, 3 weeks, a month ago, where a bomb exploded in the British River
mhm.
and that was back in World War II. I mean, imagine magnet fishing pulling up a whole bomb.
Well, and the dangerous part about that is a lot of those, like those sea mines like that, those are they're triggered by magnetic. That's why, degaussing systems on board ships are there, because it'll kind of adjust the magnetic signature of the ship so it doesn't trigger mine. So if you're freaking magnet fishing and you get near a sea mine, that could be a bad day.
The least of your concern is losing your magnet.
Right?
What happened? What? Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
But and I mean, some of those magnets can pull 1,600 pounds. So,
oh, wow.
Oh yeah, they get really heavy rated.
One of those big magnets like that could have enough flux to set off a magnetically triggered sea mine.
Yeah.
Potential. So,
I mean, although if I found some claymores, I might dry them out.
try them out. Place them strategically around your domicile.
Yeah. Release the claymore Roomba. What the hell's the claymore Roomba? Oh, yeah, you're gonna learn today, boy. How did you do that, magnet fishing?
Bad day for a home invader.
Yeah. What happened to my legs?
They were here a moment ago. Now they aren't.
Just here. Oh, he's being a needy little.
Doesn't look like we're gonna have Nico today either.
Nope.
So.
Oh, I got some of my. Probably from you headbutting me, little bastard. Excuse me. Thousands of pounds of cheese balls spilled onto a Maryland highway.
Cheese balls?
Cheese balls.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, not the cheese balls. December 22nd was a busy day.
Right.
But December 22nd, transportation officials in Maryland said a tractor trailer hauling 20,000 pounds of cheese balls. You know how much 20,000 pounds of cheese balls? Because those things do not weigh anything. They're just fried air, to put it plainly.
Effectively. I mean, I wonder, were they in containers, or was it just like loose freaking cheese balls in a trailer?
Oh, we're going to get into it. 20,000 pounds of cheese balls overturned on the interstate, spilling the snack across lanes of traffic. Can you imagine the crunch driving over those? All you're going to hear is for the next 5 miles. The Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration said the tractor trailer was involved in a crash at 2:23 p.m. on Interstate 495 in Montgomery County and spilled the cheese ball snacks onto the roadway. The crash also resulted in a fuel spill, and a sand truck was called to the scene to assist in cleanup efforts. No injuries were reported in the incident. 2 lanes of traffic were temporarily closed for the cleanup operation. Does not show anything else, but I don't imagine that cheese balls and gasoline are going to be a good mixture.
Cheese balls and gasoline? Yeah, probably not. But cheese balls probably would have dissolved pretty quickly, though. So it would have basically.
I could see him absorbing it.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see him. Then they're going to get soggy eventually. But I'm sure you could soak cheese balls in gasoline, light them on fire, throw them at something, and it would stick to it.
Cheesy napalm.
Cheesy napalm. We're making dodgeball extreme, boys. Like, it just sounds like a bad idea. You can make napalm.
Apparently, you can't make napalm with these cheesy proofs.
I know usually you need used oil and styrofoam with diesel or gas. And you got to melt that together. You can also use Irish Spring bars of soap.
So, like, I know what happens.
Styrofoam.
I know what happens is with the styrofoam, when you put the gas or diesel on it, the causticness of the fuel dissolves the styrofoam and makes it kind of like a goop.
Yeah, but if you want to make it like real napalm, you need to add in some used oil, and you've got to heat that and mix it together, which is a really bad idea because you're mixing gasoline or diesel with used oil, both of which are flammable, and you're heating it over fire. Fire bad. That's a bad combination.
So
like they always recommend use a wooden spoon because the wooden spoon's what I'm concerned about right now.
Well, if you're stirring it around in a metal container and you're using a metal spoon, you clean the side, poof. Maybe a brass spoon would work because brass doesn't spark.
I'm not going to do it unless I absolutely have to do it.
That's why, like on ship, plumb bobs for plumbing the fuel tank, it's a brass plumb or a brass bob because no sparks. Also, we're working in fuel tanks, brass tools.
If I'm making napalm, I'm doing it in a remote location, probably because the World War III has begun.
Right.
Like, I no longer care because at any point in time of the day I could get shot. So I'm making large doses and we're going to go melt tanks at this point in time.
So Dean said toxicity, and Mickey Severson said that song grated on me after a while. Aaron Cottingham finally got his new headset. So, I've got a headset coming in here in next few days. My freaking blue headset that I usually wear. One day when I was at work, Desiree let one of the kids borrow it, and they left it downstairs, and the cat chewed on it and broke it. So now I don't have a headset that I can use for the show, which is why I'm using my camera right now. But I got a pair of HyperXs coming. So
nice. I like HyperXs. They're good. They have good sound quality, but I have noticed the adapter for the computer, if it comes with an adapter, the adapter part is very cheap.
I didn't get that one. I got the
connecting cables to the adapter usually give out pretty quickly.
I got because that's the Cloud 2. I got the model after the Cloud 2 that has the sound card for your computer. So the one I got doesn't have a sound card, and it's supposed to have a little bit better sound quality and a little bit better mic.
Okay. Now, Athen, you found this story.
Probably.
I just want to, because this is in your neck of the woods, I just want to say, what the hell? A Portland man was accused of chasing a McDonald's employee with a chainsaw. And yes, there's a video, and I am going to make sure there's not a commercial with it before we play it this time, because I'm tired of giving free advertising for people, and I know y'all aren't going to pay for any of this crap.
Right.
There we go. Let's do the share screen. Full screen.
Incident at a McDonald's in Westwood. Police tell us a 26-year-old named Alice Sweet is now under arrest and facing multiple
Not very
charges. They tell us
sweet.
he walked into the restaurant, went behind the counter, and read a chainsaw before stealing a drink and some food. The store manager confronted Sweet in the parking lot. Then he reportedly started chasing the manager with the chainsaw before running off. No one was hurt.
Even though Christmas is now behind the store.
Oh, he must have been on something good.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, this shutdown has affected a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
People are out of work. Small businesses are closing left and right. The government wants to give us $600 which equates to $1,800 over the course of 9-10 months.
Mhm.
Which, if you don't think that's a slap in the face, you're retarded, because that's a huge. The other countries have been getting $2,000 a month. A
Mhm.
month. We have gotten 18 for a total of $6.34. You can fund an American right now.
Right.
But I imagine this has to do with something along the lines of his job is shut down, he's out of work, and desperately needed something to eat. I can see that, yes, drugs are a possibility because, again, this is Oregon and y'all just decriminalized everything.
Well, also a lot of the like homeless and all that stuff out in this area, there's lots of drugs out here. Even before that. That's why they decriminalized it to kind of.
I don't think a homeless man is going to have access to a chainsaw and afford the gasoline to rev it at a McDonald's employee.
Maybe he stole that too.
Not fair enough.
Right. You'd be surprised at the freaking carts these dudes are pushing around, man. They got all kinds of crap.
Now, don't get me wrong. I have no intentions of robbing a McDonald's, but if I was in a bad enough position, you can bet I'm going to go into a Whataburger. I'd do some sketchy shit for some Whataburger. I'd do some sketchier shit for their Pico de Gallo burger. That bastard was delicious. Right now, all we got is this Green Hatch chili bacon burger. It's all right, but it ain't no Pico de Gallo burger. But in Portland, the Westboro Police Department says a man has been arrested for allegedly chasing McDonald's employees with a chainsaw. Police say they were called there to an area on Riverside Street in Portland around 3:30 p.m. Tuesday. Suspect was arrested without incident near the Fireside Inn. Officers say 26-year-old Alice Sweet of Portland entered McDonald's with a chainsaw, went behind the counter, and stole a drink and some food while revving the chainsaw. Police say when the manager confronted Sweet in the parking lot, Sweet chased the manager with the chainsaw and damaged 2 vehicles. If the cops don't put you down, I'm going to put you down. If you hit my truck, it's going to be a bad day for you. Sweet is charged with robbery, criminal mischief, refusing to submit to arrest, and violation of conditions of release.
So he was just out of prison too.
Yeah.
So he probably just out of prison and got no money. And like, I just want the fucking cheeseburger.
I need my cheeseburger. But man, this is my cheeseburger.
Like, how the fuck do you think that's gonna work out in your favor?
There's cameras everywhere. What do you want? Why are you being so nosy today?
April Mueller said, "Is that part of your bug out plan?"
To go and steal cheeseburgers with a chainsaw? Oh shit! I got you. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. You gotta watch out for that, Bubba. Yes. A cocaine-laden ghost boat washed up in the Marshall Islands.
Cocaine-laden ghost boat, huh? That's interesting.
Yep. Marshall Island police have found the Pacific nation's largest ever haul of cocaine in an abandoned boat that washed up on a remote atoll after drifting on the high seas, potentially for years. Attorney General Richard Hickson said the 18-foot fiberglass vessel was found in Alok Atoll last week with 1,430 pounds of cocaine hidden in a compartment below the deck. Hickson said the vessel most likely drifted across the Pacific from Central or South America. It could have been drifting for a year or two, he said. Police said the drugs were in 1 kilogram packages, or about 2.2 pounds, marked with the letters KW, and were incinerated on Tuesday, aside from 2 packs that will be given to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency for analysis. Debris from the Americas often wash up in the Marshalls after months or years at sea, driven by the Pacific Ocean currents. There have been numerous other stashes of drugs found along the Marshall Islands shoreline over the past 2 decades, including another in Aluk, but the latest haul was by far the largest. Law enforcement officials have various theories about how the origins of such drugs, including that they were abandoned when smugglers were in danger of being caught or lost in storms. It's a lot of money.
So Dean Cerny said it was an RC boat that went out of range. That seems like a reasonable thing. Like you take an actual boat and you set it up to be RC operated and just kind of jet it across into America. That way it's harder to get caught.
Aaron says the Goonies lost the coast.
Yep.
If you don't know the Goonies movie, you're too young for this show.
Right. Goonies is one of my favorite movies.
Just going to say that right now. Now we're getting close to the point in time where it's for the Florida Man stories. But we're a little early. A couple minutes early, but it's almost 10 till. Mr. Carl, I think we could start the ocean violations for the day. Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So come with me and you'll be in a world of ocean violations. Now, can you see the problem here? It has come to the attention that we typically have at least a ladder part of the ocean violations. So I will do my best to always provide you with ladder violations. However, today, what the hell?
I'm thinking this is just like a stunt type of thing. This isn't, people doing this in an actual, like.
Even if it's a stunt, they are still on a job site.
Yeah. But people fuck around sometimes. And that's pretty much all it is. But yeah, I mean, it could still be an OSHA violation. But I mean,
very much so an OSHA violation.
At the very least, it's not, someone actually performing work thinking this is an okay way to place a ladder. People are like, check this trick out. This is awesome. And, they stand a freaking scaffold plank up there on there and stand the ladder up upside down.
Who's going to jump off first?
Yeah, right?
See, my big ass would be that guy that came through with a sledgehammer, axe, or the chainsaw from our McDonald's and cut that board. Just come up with a saw just real quick.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, very much. I'd be laughing my ass off as I was running away because I know they're going to get up and try and kick my ass. This is a job site. Pranks will get you hurt one way or another. The hell was that, dude? Now, can you tell me what the problem here is?
Is that a ladder on a 2x12?
That's a ladder on a 2x12, not even fully extended out, leaning up against the wall, while old boy at the end just kind of puts his foot up against the board so it doesn't slide out one way, but it's resting up on another ladder that is angled upwards, mind you. If you look at that board, it's going up.
Mm-hmm. People are doing, just get a taller ladder.
Well, you can see the ground is sloped, which makes it a little difficult, but
you just dig out for your cleats on your ladder.
There's safer ways to do this.
So Mickey Silverson says ingenuity. I would never be caught dead doing something like that on a ladder. Yeah, occasionally I'll just lean, have the ladder on the ground and lean the ladder up against the wall so I can get something real quick. But nothing ever like that, you know?
Next photo, please, Mr. Carl.
And they're doing sighting.
Now, I know some of these aren't going to be OSHA violations, but this one is just, depending on what he's doing, if he's actually hauling, it could be a safety violation for a company, or it could be but look at what he is shackled into.
The cotter pin.
He wasn't strong enough to pull the pin out, so he had to hook a truck on chain onto it.
Right. So he can get his hitch off.
Yeah. I got this. I can do this. I don't need man strength. I can just hook my truck up to it. I can do it. I don't need help.
In generality, on that with that chain hooked up to the cotter pin like that, it's not specifically going to create any problem.
Bouncing it will.
It's holding the safety chain up, and unless that trailer comes loose, then there's not going to be anything holding the trailer to the.
Well, there's also the fact that chain's going to be bouncing. If you've been hit a big enough pothole, that chain could.
True.
Or did he hook the safety chains up to it, pulling the trailer?
That's what I'm thinking. It's the safety chains that are hooked to that U-bolt that are connected to the cotter pin. So, I mean, yeah, the chain usually drags pretty close to the ground, so something could hit it, yank that cotter pin. Cotter pins are usually pretty tight. So
usually, but if you look at that cotter pin, it does look a little aged, to say the least.
No.
Go ahead, Mr. Carl. What's wrong with this photo?
What is it? So there's a lot wrong with it. Is that
there's really only one thing wrong with it. He put the shackle pin through the material they're lifting and then threaded it into the shackle itself instead of, I don't know, putting the shackle around what you're supposed to be lifting and then running the pin through the shackle, then your material, and then threading it. So your shackle's not even fully threaded in. Jesus. And I have actually seen, this is why I like this one a lot, is because I have seen people do this.
Really?
So, yes. You'd be surprised. There's a terrifying amount of people that when they get hired on to construction sites don't know how to appropriately shackle something.
I don't even call that being lazy because it doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. I agree, Mickey. That's an ASVAB waiver.
That's as far as the rope would go.
Yeah. Get a longer rope.
Yeah, maybe that could be. I could see that because that strap does seem pretty tight. But I don't know. I think I could figure out how to get that extra.
Well, the reason I see it as being tight is because if you look, the lift is right there. So it looks like they lifted it up. He saw it. He brought what he was picking up close to him so he could see if that's really what he saw.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he brought the material close to him to verify that shackling. So either he can get out and yell at somebody or he can get out and fix it. So I'm sure if he boomed down or gave it some slack, he could get that extra inch or two out that he needed to run the pin the appropriate way. And no, Dean, I don't see this being a Marine. A Marine would know better. I see this being Air Force or Coast Guard.
Air Force.
They're typically the smarter branches when it comes to, I don't know, technology, but when it comes to manual labor, they're not the brightest. The Marines and the Army and the Navy have training when it comes to actual work.
I wonder if he's ever been to a prestigious university. Safety first. Looking through a Corona bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a torch. So, I mean, I guess.
No, that's a welder.
That's a welder?
That's a welder.
Okay. So.
He's wire welding something.
So that Corona bottle, I mean, I suppose it can give a little bit of shading to whatever he's doing, but that's hilarious.
He has no actual protection. If his slag explodes, if he goes to chip, his face is done.
Just like that one where the guy's doing the cutting with a grind wheel and he's got a fucking plastic
bag over his face. Jesus. And what makes this better is look at the car in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That is up on one jack and lifted. I mean, unsafely angle lifted.
That is pretty up there. He's doing muffler work.
So if you're going to do something like that, you need to lift both sides so it's balanced. Because there's so much wrong with this person.
This is backyard stuff. Like, hey, I need to get this exhaust welded. I don't have a welding helmet. Hey, Corona. My Corona.
Yeah. So if you're going to do any kind of real work, do it smart. It might take you a little more money or time, but you'll be alive with minimal injuries when you're done. Just saying. And honestly, this is probably why we can't have nice things.
Probably. That is some
if you haven't heard, going back to our McDonald's kind of stories, McDonald's in China is deciding to sell a disgusting sandwich, to say the least. They are selling a Spam burger topped with Oreo cookie crumbs.
See, the Spam burger part sounds good. Oreo cookie crumbs, that's because like in Guam and Hawaii, I know Guam anyway, like you can go to McDonald's and they have Spam on their menu. So, and I'm assuming probably in Hawaii also, but who even come up with the Oreo crumbs on the sandwich?
So does that look good to you?
Everything but the Oreo cookies on it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it could be good. Because sometimes that sweet and savory goes all right. Just like, I don't know.
I'm not eating it. Mr. Carl, would you eat that? I can tell you right now, I'm not touching it.
No.
I'd take a bite out.
No.
All right.
Chocolate goes with certain things. It ain't going to go with
I have seen chocolate chicken, and it's interesting. It's not, I wouldn't call it delicious, but it's interesting. But that looks like something that would make me vomit.
Some time ago, maybe 10 years ago, I was pretty well stoned and at a friend's house, and they brought out a bunch of had mini corn dogs and freaking chicken nuggets and all kinds of stuff, and just like this whole plethora of sauces. And I actually dipped the chicken nuggets and mini corn dogs in chocolate syrup. It's actually pretty damn good. You'd be surprised. It's pretty damn good.
Oh, Jesus, Athen.
Yeah, they can keep it over there.
I agree.
I do want to try that cheese sauce from Brazil, though. The McDonald's. I think it's Brazil. In Brazil, McDonald's is doing a cheese sauce now. So you can go into McDonald's and order like a cheeseburger and then order the cheese sauce so you can dip your burger in the cheese sauce.
I've seen places do that. They usually melt up a big-ass bowl of cheese, and then you just dump it on your burger, and you eat a burger with a fork and knife. But it's a burger coated in cheese.
And something I did once, actually, is I went to McDonald's, and I got a cheeseburger, and then I went to Taco Bell, and I got some of their steak and some of their nacho cheese, and I put that on the burger. That's actually pretty fucking good also.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Stop licking me. He wants some attention. He got in trouble last night.
We got Julie Little Sputter Main saying hi. Oop, that's not the one I meant to click on. So,
we may or may not do that here in Canada. Good Lord, Canada. That's just wrong. China's failed attempt at a sweet and sour combo.
If China wants to do something we don't do, serve beer at McDonald's. They do, man. And Hong Kong, at the Hong Kong harbor, the McDonald's there, they have beer. Like, because and the ferry ride from the ship to the pier when you're anchored out there is quite a long time. It'd take like a half hour to get into the pier. You get off the boat, go right into McDonald's, because it's literally you get off the boat onto the pier, walk into McDonald's in order to go out into town. But yeah, they have a little freaking beer grotto right there that you can get beer before you go out into town. So,
Well, that's like in France, they serve wine at McDonald's.
mm-hmm.
I have figured out a way to get Gunny to look at the camera for you.
The green
You
laser.
got the laser out.
Well,
yeah, just don't point it at the camera.
That could ruin your camera.
Yeah, especially that one because it can light a match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's Gunny. There's a close up.
Hey, everybody gets to say hi to the retard today.
Oh, now.
No, he's been acting weird the past couple days. Normally, I get up when I drink a bottle of water. He wants to chew on the bottle. I got no problem with that. He chews the caps off. He's happy. He doesn't. I've never seen him eat them or anything. He pops them off and goes on about his day. But he's been acting really weird. He's been acting like he's been doing something wrong the past couple days because I drank a bottle and he'd skittish off. And then he had been wanting to lay in bed. He's been wanting to go under the bed the past couple days. Well, I heard something last night, right? Like, what the hell are you doing under my bed? And I got a box under there with some spare parts. And I got down there, took a flashlight, and he had chewed this box to hell. So he got a little bit of a spanking last night to the point where I felt like I was.
Now you got to follow him around, wait and see what comes out.
Well, he tore it up. He didn't eat it. It didn't look like it, but I'm sure if he ate anything, his butthole is going to regret it.
So, Dean, yeah, I don't think I ever actually went to a McDonald's in Singapore, but they do it in Hong Kong also. And I remember specifically it was Hong Kong because of the anchoring out. I think Hong Kong's the only port I went to where we anchored. But yeah, so that's pretty neat. They also do it in Singapore, though.
But in Beijing, McDonald's is selling a sandwich made of Spam topped with crushed Oreo cookies Monday in China, an attention-grabbing move that has raised eyebrows. Global brands from restaurant to automakers sometimes roll out offbeat products to appeal to Chinese tastes in the populous and intensely competitive market. This is undoubtedly one of them. I thought it was delicious, said a comment signed Fifi Mao enthusiast on the Sina Weibo microbiology service. Jesus. Is that I love McDonald's too deeply, or is something wrong with my taste? Something is wrong with your taste. The sandwich is made of 2 slices of Spam, a product of Hormel Foods LLC, and Mondelez International's Oreo cookies topped with mayo. McDonald's Corp said the sandwich was part of a series of members-only promotions to be released on Monday in China. There is no need to release unnecessary products, and in a comment left on the company's microblog account, it received more than 2,000 likes. McDonald's said it planned to sell no more than 400,000 of the lunch meat burgers. It wasn't clear how many have sold or how many people who flooded social media with scathing comments had eaten one. When you hate something but have to invite him to dinner, you can ask him to eat McDonald's Oreo lunch meat burger. I mean, if you really hate somebody, you've got to provide food. Here you go. Here's what we're eating.
I would give it a try. I would take a bite. Like I said, I don't have any hope that it actually would be good, but I'd try it.
If you put one of those in front of me, I'm going to throw it at you.
It'd be crunchy.
Right? So
I'm not eating it.
I mean, I can guarantee you that sandwich would be really good without the Oreos. So go in there and order the
I
Oreo
have never had Spam.
Oreos. Spam is good, yeah.
You've never ate Spam?
I've never had Spam. I like Vienna sausages, but I've never had Spam.
It's not really too similar to Vienna sausages. Vienna sausages are more like just hot dogs. But Spam,
it's an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm.
That's so promising.
Spam I would say if you cook it to like cut it thin and cook it to where it's pretty crispy, it's fairly similar in taste and texture-ish to maybe like a pork roll. So it'll be very, very similar to pork roll. I like to compare the taste of it sometimes to like bacon, because if you get it good and crispy and you fry it up, it's really salty and got a nice smoky-ish flavor, kind of like bacon. It's good. I like it. So, have you ever had pork roll, Cameron?
No, I have not.
All right. That's a northern thing, isn't it? Pork loin.
I have had pickled bologna and pickled sausage. I love them. I love that. I love me some pickled bologna. Oh, my grandpa used to bring it down, rest his soul, when they lived up in Michigan. And I've never been able to find like legitimate pickled bologna like that anymore. Now it's all, if you look up pickled bologna, it's all pickled sausage. But it's one of the things I survived off in the name. Ramen and pickled sausage. I'd order a shit ton and fucking keep it in the fridge because I didn't need to cook it. And I'd go to town. I'd have 3 or 4 of those a night. Now, my bowels did not appreciate it, but I did.
Right. So Vienna sausage
up
and
here, you get into the little bars and they got pickles pig feet.
Ugh, no, I'll pass on that. I've never had the desire to have pickled pigs.
And pickled eggs.
I thought I would like pickled eggs. I really thought I would, but the yolks throw it. I love the whites, egg whites, but the egg yolks throw it off for me.
I like pickled eggs. You are correct. The egg yolks can kind of mess it up a little bit. One way that I've always liked it is have a little bit of like sweet in the thing. So in Guam, you could get pickled papaya or pickled mango. So they take basically a unripe pickled papaya or unripe mango or unripe papaya, and they pickle it up with like spice, some chilies, garlic, and a few other things, some sugar in there, so it gets really sweet and gets the flavor of the fruit. And then after you eat all the garlic or the papaya or mango, you throw eggs in there. It does get pickled. It only takes a couple days for them to pickle. That's freaking good as hell. So.
Well, now it's time for our Florida man stories. Unfortunately, 75 pounds of cocaine found floating off the Florida Keys. Key West, Florida, almost 75 pounds of cocaine were found this week floating in the Florida Keys. Fishermen found the cocaine bricks about 15 miles south of Sugarloaf Key on Wednesday, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. The packages were in federal waters, so a sheriff's deputy turned the cocaine over to the U.S. Border Patrol. Drugs floating off the Florida Keys are nothing new, according to the Miami Herald. In August and September, almost 150 pounds of marijuana were found floating off the island chain or washed up on the shore. In July, more than 50 pounds of cocaine washed up near Grassy Key earlier this month. 29 bricks of cocaine came ashore in the Middle Keys city of Marathon. In October, more than 30 pounds of marijuana washed up in the Keys. Athens over here like, man, maybe I need to move to Florida. 30 free pounds of weed?
Hey, why not, man? That'd be a lot of weed, though. That would be
it's a lot of weed. Now, we talked about last time on the show how Florida was looking at adding python to menus if they deemed them safe to eat, because they are an invasive species and people are just letting them go everywhere. Well, this Florida hunter decided he was going to make Christmas cookies with python eggs.
Ooh.
Oh, nose.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
West Palm Beach, Florida, Burmese pythons may not be everyone's first food of choice for the festive holiday fare, or second, or third, or fourth. For starters, it's snake. Plus, it's because of potentially high mercury levels, there's still a lot of uncertainty over the health risks posed by eating South Florida's most destructive invasive species. But one South Florida python hunter has been experimenting with what some have dubbed chicken of the glades, making snacks and even sweets that could give the holidays that distinctive South Florida flavor. How about python jerky, a plate of constrictor and grits for breakfast, or maybe a nice Christmas cookie whipped up with some snake yolk dough? I really like making jerky because it's a great snack, but the meat is also good for pasta sauce and sliders, especially when mixed with some other meat like hog, said Donna Khalil, a veteran python hunter who just bagged a snake number 470 since she joined the python elimination program at the South Florida Water Management District when it started in 2017. While on a hunt last week, Khalil shared some of her jerky, which she munches to help her refuel during the often 10-hour days out in the Everglades looking for healthy snakes, or looking for stealthy snakes. A recent batch with her own secret barbecue sauce, which she has named Everglades Boys, turned out too hard, but a batch with Mojo was spot on, chewy on the inside, slightly crispy on the outside. Her top cooking tip: don't overcook python. It's really tricky to get right. It takes practice. Her health advice: she uses a home testing kit to check mercury levels in the meat and cooks only small snakes, which are likely to have the lowest levels of the contaminant. That's still a big snake, as they can reach 6 feet or more in the first year. Mercury standards. Mercury occurs naturally in the earth, but it can also build up in the ocean waters in places like the Everglades, entering the atmosphere mostly through the burning of fossil fuels and mining and traveling long distances before settling. Once deposited, certain microorganisms can change mercury into more dangerous methylmercury, a highly toxic form that builds up in fish, shellfish, and animals that eat fish in a process known as bioaccumulation. That's why many coastal and freshwater fish in Florida, including the largemouth bass, have already been recommended consumption limits by the Florida Department of Health. But in general, the bigger the predator, the more mercury it is likely to accumulate. And that makes pythons a problem, as they grow massive, some more than 18 feet and 100 pounds, and eat just about everything, including the occasional gators. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and the Florida Department of Health are conducting a joint survey on mercury contamination in the pythons that are caught by the state contractors in Broward, Miami, Dade, Monroe, Collier, Palm Beach, Hendry, and Lee counties. The goal is to develop consumption advisories for the Burmese python in South Florida so the public can understand the risks before putting snakes on the plate.
You know, I'd assume that there in Florida, they're probably going to have a pretty good handle on this because they already eat gator, and gator's going to have to be a mercury risk also because they eat a lot of fish. So I would assume, and then also, just the amount of seafood that they'll eat down there, shark and all that stuff, which are going to have a lot of mercury. They should already have a pretty good handle on it. They're like, yeah, we know how to deal with this.
Yeah. So I imagine they'll get the testing done rather quickly. Our next article: a Florida man was bitten by a shark and walked home while still bleeding. This dude said hospital's too expensive. Siesta Key, Florida. A Florida man was bitten by a shark and walked home bleeding, where a woman called 911 and had him taken to a hospital. He also may have been in shock. That's possible. Yeah. WTVT reported a woman called 911, said the 39-year-old man had been bitten on his hand and arm and was bleeding profusely. She was heard reassuring him everything's going to be okay. Sarasota Memorial Hospital spokesman Kim Savage said a man had been admitted Tuesday and the wound was confirmed to have been a shark bite, but she said she could not provide any more details on his condition and personal information.
Didn't
Not
say
a bright idea.
No, it didn't say anything else about that. He had to have been in some state of shock.
Very likely. I mean, getting bit by a shark would be a pretty shocking situation.
Yeah. Did this really just happen?
Yeah. It didn't say how far he had to walk.
No, it didn't. But it was saying he was walking home, not to the hospital.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Well, just like Trace Atkins, he was shot in the chest by one of his ex-wives, and he drove himself to the hospital.
Yeah.
We did cover the article, or I have posted the meme about a guy that got hit. He had a nail in his chest close to his heart, and when asked why he didn't ask anybody for help, he said, "I don't like to be a burden." What? So you're telling me rather than asking somebody to drive you to a hospital, you would rather drive yourself with a nail by your heart? Okay. I need coffee. I need coffee now. Hey, and now it's time for our worst Florida man of the week. And this is the article I told you about force feeding and a whole new meaning. This article comes to us from January 5th, 2019. A Florida man attacked his father with a pizza after learning his dad helped deliver him.
He attacked him with a pizza after he learned his dad helped deliver him. What the fuck?
33-year-old Florida man was arrested a few days ago for one count of domestic battery after he attacked his father with a pizza slice. According to Fox 13 News, Robert Houston of Pasco County was arrested and charged with domestic battery after he was admitted to striking his father in the face with a slice of pizza. The affidavit from this incident reveals Houston held his father down before proceeding to shove the pizza in his face after learning his father had helped to deliver him 33 years ago when he was born. The police report reveals that responding officers discovered the slice of pizza believed to be Houston's weapon of choice sitting on the chair after they arrived and entered the residence. The cheese and sauce were found on the floor near the chair holding the slice of pizza. WFLA reports the Florida man went to his father's house shortly after learning his father had helped deliver him during the birth to wait for him to return home from walking his dogs. Officials say Houston immediately attacked his father and shoved the pizza in his face upon arrival. The father confirmed to the police that he was walking his dogs when he left his son on the porch to wait for the pizza delivery. According to the father, his son held him down in a chair and he returned and shoved a pizza slice in his face before screaming at him. The victim began to flail around and trying to get the defendant off of him, at which point the defendant went outside and awaited law enforcement. The arrest report documenting the incident reads, there were two other members of the family at the home at the time that were able to collaborate the father's account of what happened. Officials and family members are really not sure of the news of the father assisting in his delivery when he was born set him off. Deputies confirmed Houston was waiting outside when the authorities arrived at the scene. According to the deputies' report, Houston complied with police and knew he was going to get arrested for his actions.
Oh, man. You could take two twists on that story. Read between the lines. The pizza delivery man was his dad. He found out, so the other guy got choked.
Yeah.
And so they called the police because he shoved the. Well, it's probably more the attack before shoving the pizza in his dad's face. But so did it? And it actually said in the article that they didn't give any explanation of why it made him mad.
No. No clue why he was set off by the fact that his father helped deliver him.
What's worse of the whole story is that news station didn't have any better stories to cover.
Yeah. And that's why this is our worst Florida man of the week.
They're probably drinking and he was angry in general, and Dad said it is some sort of insult or something.
Ow. I just, it's, yeah. December 23rd, a Danish swimmer broke the Guinness World Record by swimming 662 feet, 8.7 inches underwater on a single breath. Stig Severson went for a swim in La Paz, Mexico, and only took one breath before swimming for the record-breaking distance with his head underwater. Severson said he wants to attempt his record attempt to inspire children to raise awareness of protecting oceans and undersea life. The swimmer previously broke the record for the longest time holding his breath. 660, almost 63 feet.
Damn. Well, you figure if there's those people that can, do the deep diving where, on some of those, they dive so deep that they actually have to take time coming up to avoid decompression sickness. I mean, that's reasonable. So, could maybe be able to do that. Because
I did that. Like I've heard of people trying to hold their breath for how long characters in movies and TV shows have to hold their breath to see if they can do it. Imagine trying to hold your breath with this dude.
Right?
You're gonna pass the hell out.
Ain't gonna happen.
No, I have no intentions of trying.
Man, that's over 2 football fields he swam.
Yeah, 202 meters. 202 meters.
That's a long. That's
a long ass ways.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass.
I will too.
If I'm gonna have to do it, I'm cheating. Like I'll be underwater, but I'm gonna be dragged by a boat.
Got this little air thing.
My head was underwater.
You figure the length of a football field, like, for example, me, I was able to, at my best, sprint 40 yards in about 5 seconds. So for 2 football fields, that'd be 20 seconds at a full-out sprint.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably thinking at a swimming speed, it's probably going to be a minute or 2 you're holding your breath.
Or longer, or longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't say how fast he was swimming.
It does not.
But still, you take over 2 football fields and everything, even if you're an Olympic swimmer, it's going to take you quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you got to figure if you're doing it at a high rate of speed, you're burning your oxygen that much quicker. Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
You've got to find the right pace so you don't burn out. Yeah, no, I'm quite all right. Easy, jackass. Damn, who's chewing me up? Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch sold to billionaire for more than $22 million.
$22 million?
$22 million. Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch in California has found a new owner and billionaire businessman Ron Burkle. Burkle views the 2,700-acre property and Los Olivos near Santa Barbara as a land banking opportunity. His spokesman said Thursday in an email. The Wall Street Journal reports that the property was sold for $22 million in Burkle, an associate of the late pop star and co-founder of the investment firm in Yucapa Companies. The asking price of the property was $100 million in 2016, then dropped to $67 million a year later. In addition to the 12,500 square foot main residence, a 3,700 square foot pool house, the property boasts a separate building with a 50-seat movie theater and a dance studio. Other features on the ranch are a Disney-style train station, a firehouse and barn. Burkle's spokesman said the billionaire had been eyeing Zaka Lake, which adjoins the property, for a new Soho house, a member-only club with locations in Los Angeles, Miami, New York, and Toronto. Burkle ultimately decided the location was too remote and expensive for a club. Burkle is the controlling shareholder of Soho House. After Burkle saw the property from the air, he put in an offer for the purchase. And there is a video showing the property. Share screen. Come on.
That's nice. Ooh, I like that outdoor kitchen.
Oh yeah.
So now show the inside of the house.
Yeah. The other guy got a good deal for $22 million.
Yeah, he did. In the comments over here, Dean Surrey said you cut grass 24/7 for 10 years and still not get it all done. Think about that.
That's how much money these guys have.
Right.
And the reason I wanted to show you that is because we constantly see celebrities posting about donate for this charity, donate for this cause, donate for this, donate for this. Give your money to support this group. Y'all saw that fucking house and that property. They want our money. You could afford to fund that whole charity 40 times over.
Yeah, I'd
Why
say
do you
it's
need
haunted.
my money?
So,
What April was asking if I thought it was haunted. Yeah, I bet it is with everything that happened in that house.
Yeah.
So, and Dean Cerny's comment about the grass. The thing about that, though, is that's in Southern California. So a good portion of that year, that all that green is just going to be brown and scrub because California is only green like that for a few months or a couple months in the spring and a couple months through winter.
Well, you think of how many caretakers he had for that place to take care of it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the money to afford it.
Oh, yeah.
But still, when you see a celebrity say, donate to this charity, donate for this cause, don't fucking do it.
No.
Don't do it. For the love of God. And if that celebrity really cared about this charity, they could donate to them easily.
Right.
Easily. You're just wasting your money.
Like I said, that guy got it for $22 million. It cost a hell of a lot more than that to build it and buy it.
That's you're looking at 300-400 million.
Like the article
Easy.
said, it was originally up for 100 million, but
if you want to donate, you can donate to us and the Second Amendment Ranch.
So discerning, that shit is manicured sod with irrigation. The stuff right up around the house, yeah, maybe, but there's a lot of brush land on that property that I, especially in Southern California, highly doubt is manicured or irrigated. Because what's that? Oh, WO Entertainment.
We can't read that.
It's WO Entertainment in the Veterans Voice.
Huh. Nice.
And also, let me find it here. A story about the founder of WO Entertainment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's from our local Cameron newspaper. They put out a yearly magazine on celebrating our veterans.
Fucking sweet. Cameron looks like he's in deep thought over there.
Well, I'm trying to get the link or a link posted.
Or do you want to show the page?
Copy. Yeah, let's show the page as well. Comments.
Okay, let me get that over here.
Apparently, Kickstarter wouldn't let us do it because it's the Second Amendment.
Well, that and you go to Kickstarter. Do you see what's underneath the name of it?
I have not gone to Kickstarter yet.
Black Lives Matter.
That'll do it.
And I went, I don't think so.
That's why they removed the funds for Kyle Rittenhouse. They're extremely biased.
Exactly.
It's not Kickstarter, but it is spotfund.com.
Okay.
If you want to help, and if you've watched the Second Amendment Ranch show, then you'll know about it.
There's our spot fund account and everything for the Second Amendment Ranch. All they got to do is hit the donate button and go from there. And we'll know who donates. And we're setting up different things on the prices that they'll get with their donations.
No. $25 will get you a sticker. $50 will get you a patch or a shirt. $100 will get you a month membership, as well as the patch or shirt and a sticker. $500 will get you a 5-month membership, a patch, a shirt, and a sticker. $1,000 will get you a year membership, a patch, shirt, and a sticker as well. And we are looking at doing challenge coins, bottle openers, shirts, hats, stickers, patches, coffee mugs, bottle openers, stuff like that as well. We're still trying to work all the kinks out for that.
Did you buy the website, the .com?
No, not yet.
Somebody did because it wasn't on there.
What?
When I checked GoDaddy. Hey, Aaron. And you know on the Facebook page you spelled it wrong.
It's still saying it's available for me.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, you put an extra M in the Facebook page.
Did I put 3 M's?
2 M's.
A-M-M-E-A-M.
It's A-M.
Shit. That's probably why it's available. No, it's still the A-M-E-N-D. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get that tonight.
Still available on GoDaddy.
I'll check that out.
Oops, I think I have to edit the Facebook page. See if I can't edit the name of the
No,
Facebook
you're going to have to cancel that one and start a new one. Because I went on, you had me as the administrator, and I went in there to try to do it, and it wouldn't do it.
Sugar tits.
Yeah. Because, let me see here. Let me do this. There you go. See, it's got 1 M.
crap. Really stop showing you on my screen.
Huh? So how's Athen been doing through the holidays?
Pretty good. So, been a good Christmas. Got to eat some good food. Freaking the kids' school submitted us to be sponsored by a local construction company. That they ended up paying off our rent through January. They gave us a $100 gift card for a local sandwich shop, like $450 at a local clothing shop, $600 at a local grocery store, and then $500 at Walmart, plus a whole bunch of gifts for the kids.
Yeah, I seen that on the WO Entertainment chat room thing. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. Like, we were just opening the gifts, like, holy crap, like, this is just insane.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's like Christmas Day. See, my wife's out of town. She doesn't get home until Tuesday.
okay.
And, she's in Reno, so I've been home for basically a week by myself. So Christmas Day, I went up to our local restaurant up here. It's veterans owned, called BB's Down Home Cooking and everything. They were giving out free Christmas meals all day long.
Oh, nice.
We gave out 300 meals.
Dang.
Up there in a town of 1,800 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was live up there for 3 hours, and we had 1,400 views on that video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they even took one, I found out later in the chat room the other night. They took one to Liberty, Missouri, which is 55 miles away from us, to a gentleman that hadn't had a Christmas dinner in 5 years, a veteran.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, I found that out and went, oh, man, that was totally awesome.
That's awesome.
We had about 25 people volunteer their Christmas day up there and everything away from their family to do this.
And you know, being able to help people during the holidays is awesome. Being able to see people get help like that is awesome.
Right.
I fixed it, Mr. Carl.
Okay. No other towns around did anything like that. You know, even the other restaurant uptown didn't do anything like that. This restaurant's been in business for 8 months, and these ladies, I tell you what, they've done more for the community in the last 8 months than all the businesses combined in this town.
I agree, Dean. Athens' beard still isn't pink.
There's no agreement there. It's not a situation for agreement.
That's what's going on, Athen? We've got some problems here.
Just haven't been able to get to it yet. It'll get done when it gets done.
You owe us 3 weeks. I want my 3 weeks.
It'll get done when it gets done.
Yeah. Next year when it's time for another bet.
I just haven't been able to get to it. It's been freaking busy lately. So.
No, I don't have to dye mine white. It's getting ready to turn white. Gray.
Yeah.
Like, I've been extremely busy. I haven't had time for doing jack except for a little bit on Saturdays. Sundays are always burnt up. Freaking Saturday is the one day that I get to just be able to have a day.
Yeah, I figured I'd be doing a lot of deer hunting this week when she was gone, and I haven't even went once yet.
Oof.
And I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Work. Yeah, I got to go back to work tomorrow, too.
I got to go back and get into this building we're remodeling.
I still can't. You were telling me it was over 100-year-old building they're turning into a
jewelry shop.
Store.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
A modern jewelry store.
It's gonna take some work.
It originally was a car dealership, and then a repair shop, and different things through the years. The last thing that was in there was an archery shop, the Bow Hut.
All right.
Yeah, but we found a lot of termite damage in there, and oh man, we got a lot of stuff to do. Oh Lord,
It means money in your money in the bank.
Well, it's like I told the boss. I said, well, it looks like I'm going to be working in here until I can walk out with T-shirt on.
Yeah.
And then we got ice and snow coming Tuesday night into Wednesday, so I'll be working all day and all night.
Yep. All kids home all day. Dean says next week for 3 months. Yeah. Well, we're getting close to the 3 month mark.
Yeah.
We said October, November, December. We're almost into January.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
In January, all the shows are back on.
Yep.
And everything on WO Entertainment. So we got that coming up. And we got, like I said, our new show's on. And then we got another show that should be starting in January. And
We said Monday 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Yep. So Monday 7 to 9, you can tune into the Second Amendment Ranch and see the progress we're making on that. Any more plans we've put forward. We will allow guests on that one as well, but that one's more of a Second Amendment education heavy show. It's not going to be, it's going to be completely different from its 1700 somewhere, whereas 1700 somewhere we give you funny news, make fun of stupid people for doing stupid things. You know, we do the OSHA violations and stuff like that. This one's going to be more directed towards the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. Yo.
And to answer April Mueller's question over there, I don't know about Carl. I know Cameron over there, he doesn't use a phone. I don't use a phone for our video. We actually use webcams. But I know as far as what the cameras on the phones go for, I mean, if you're going to use it for streaming and possible video editing and all that stuff, I as little as I want to do this, iPhones actually have incredible cameras and incredible video capabilities. So
it's so overpriced.
Yeah, that's.
But I'm like you. I hate an iPhone, but they do have the better quality.
Yeah, that's the only time I'd ever recommend an iPhone. So
right. Well, the new Galaxy is competing with them on that quality and stuff like that. But the iMovie deal with Apple and iPhones and stuff, that's a lot better program than Movie Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dean asks kind of a controversial question. Dean says, why don't you guys check with VRS for your showtime? Some of us would like to watch both
networks. Because we're WO Entertainment and we're growing. We're going to have a show just about every night of the week.
WO Entertainment and VRS aren't, we don't
communicating with each other.
We're competing, in all honesty. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And we there's a reason why some of us have left VRS for WO. So it's a touchy topic to say.
Yes, it is, and everything. And on our network, we have a variety of different shows. You know, we got everything from WO radio show, which is veterans based and talk about shenanigans and comedy and everything. It's 1700 here where you guys are veterans and we do different things and talk about subjects of the day or news stories, everything. You got Nico, that's not a veteran, but he supports veterans and he does a little bit of variety of everything from gaming to talking. Hot boxing with Matt. He talks about his barbecue business he has. So everything's building up, you know.
We're slowly growing. I think. What are we at? Are we at 2,000 followers yet?
We're real close.
Nice.
I know right now your guys' show has the most views on the channel on WO Entertainment.
Nice. So,
we have 1,883 people following us.
Yep, and
So
we got a few days, so share it out because we want to hit 2,000 by 2021.
Yep, 127 or 117 new followers to reach the 2,000 mark, which is what we put out like a month ago that we wanted for our Christmas present.
So everybody share out to all your friends and everything between everybody in the chat room and stuff. Surely you can come up with 117 people. Help us reach that milestone.
Yeah. I wanted to respond to April real quick. So are there portable cameras that can live stream or connect to streaming devices? So you might be able to find something like that with a vlog camera. So a vlog camera is usually it's going to be a portable camera that's designed to be able to hold and film yourself. You might be able to find that in those. You're probably going to be looking at an expensive camera. There's also, you can get some DSLR and mirrorless cameras that you can actually connect to a network and be able to use as a webcam that you could do that with as well. Those are going to be extremely expensive. I would honestly say your best bet if you want to be able to do portable live streaming is an iPhone or a Galaxy phone. An iPhone, you can get all kinds of attachments where you can put zoom lenses on your camera. You can put boom mics. You can extend your batteries and you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with an iPhone as far as the camera goes, because that's what they decided they want to focus on.
Right. And you can use any of the phones, Android or iPhones, and use StreamYard and StreamYard to your destinations off of it.
Yeah. But I have no other topics for the day. Any questions, comments, concerns, pitches, gripes, rights, last alibis? We'll open it up for a little bit.
Dean Cerny's really concerned about us being, airing at the same time as VRS shows. Sadly, it's not gonna work. Because WO Entertainment and VRS separated, and for the most part, we're not really on speaking terms. So,
when we started, we were trying to benefit each other, promote each other, and everything like that. Some confrontation happened, and that got thrown out the window quite rapidly. So there is not a peace treaty. It's not, we're not working with each other.
And time slots are limited because everybody's got a job.
Yeah.
We're not live during the day and everything. All our shows are basically evening times. And, that's basically what we can do.
Yeah.
There's going to be shows competing with shows like our show that we'll have on Monday night. That's competing with usually my paranormal show that I watch on Monday nights, but that's not an issue and stuff. But the time slots are just what they are.
Yeah. We got to do what we got to do. And if we're competing with VRS, somewhere along the lines, you're going to have to decide who you want to watch for the day.
Well, and it's just like with TV, there'll be a show on Fox and there'll be a show on CBS that you want to watch around at the same time. Pick which one you want to watch live and go back and watch the other one on DVR. Because, our shows are recorded and saved to the page. You can always come back and watch it later.
Right. Go to any of the pages, WO Entertainment's Facebook page, the YouTube channel. It's 1700 Somewhere's Facebook page, your Allied Trainers, Periscope, Twitch, which Periscope is going away, by the way, guys. Different locations, you can always find our shows.
Yeah.
They'll be pre-recorded, but when you watch them, if you do it that way, here live at our regular time zones is when, and we interact a lot with the chat room. That's one thing we make sure we do on the WO Entertainment shows is always the chat room. If it wasn't for the chat room, we wouldn't have shows.
Yeah.
Y'all help make these shows, and that's why when we do the shows at the end, we typically ask y'all to show some love, share it out, react, do whatever you need to do. Because again, if you look at the numbers, our show viewers and reach have kind of plateaued a little bit, where we hit about 5,000 reach and about 1.3 thousand views a week, but it's been maintaining that for a couple months instead of slowly climbing up like we were hoping for it to do.
So we're gonna have to start pushing for more shares from other people, I think, as far as that goes.
Right.
But yeah, is I had something I was gonna say, but it completely slipped my brain. Well, I was gonna say that's one thing. It's 1,700 somewhere, and the amount of time that we've been running the show, because I think we've been doing the show for like 6 years now, I think is what it is.
You've been running it for quite a few years. We hit our year, and you and me hit our year anniversary, I think, in September, August time frame. Because I was getting notifications about that a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's like we basically, as far as 1,700 somewhere has always gone, is we wanted to maintain viewer interaction and actually, kind of make it interactive show. So it's like, the viewers will be watching. They can play along with some of the things that we do while we're playing. We can add little Easter eggs in for them and all that stuff. We enjoyed that. We've always enjoyed it.
That's why typically I focus on the articles and Athen focuses on the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes a good combination on this show. Everybody's doing something on here and reacting and, showing funny things. Your stories always get a laugh and everything, or a wow. The OSHA violations, those stun people at a lot of times. We're getting a lot of it. But you got to look back on WO Entertainment. Okay, back in February, they had one show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I met up with them in March, started helping produce their show and everything. I'm the first person they asked to join WO Entertainment with my Paranormal Nation radio show, right? We have now grown since March, and here we are in December, and we will have 7 shows on here.
Nice.
Starting January. So WO Entertainment is growing quite a bit. And we met a real good gentleman in the chat room the other night from Kansas. Did he finally ask you to join on your Facebook page?
Yeah, he shot me a message.
Yeah, I checked him out on the Facebook page and website, and that was interesting as all get out. So, I mean, we get new people in the chat room. You look at, we got Julie Littlespud and everything. She's from Australia that found our show. Okay. We've had the gentleman when we was doing the world record on there from South Africa that found us on Twitch and started doing it.
How Cameron and I got together and started doing this is I was doing a broadcast of a game with another friend of mine, and he was watching.
Throwing shade on him.
He was watching, and he joined the broadcast with us, the stream, gaming with us, and he freaking just kind of, we got him in the show and went from there. So,
right. Well, that's the same way when I met Justin and Richie. They were on BRS. It popped up on my Facebook page somehow.
Oblivious
and I started watching it.
Yep. Oblivious Uncle asks, how can I join in the chat? Now, what chat are you trying to join? Are you just trying to talk to the show hosts? Are you trying to talk to specific people? Because we have several different chats. If you want to just contact the network, you can message WO Entertainment, which is the Facebook page. We are on, all of us. So you'd probably want to message WO Entertainment on Facebook. Right. And that way we can all see it. If you're wanting to message me, Athen, and Carl directly, you can find us on Facebook ourselves.
Right. Or at WO Entertainment, you can send a message and we'll get it and everything, one way or the other. But
he might also be asking about being able to chat with the other viewers, because he's coming from Twitch, so he's only going to be able to see comments that are on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of their viewers are on Facebook. So if you were to find the WO Entertainment or 1700 somewhere Facebook page, and you could watch the show from there, you'll
right now There are 5 people watching on WO Entertainment's Facebook page. There's one on Twitch, which would be him, and one on WO Entertainment's YouTube.
All right. So yeah, it would probably be you'd probably be able to join in the conversation a little bit better if you were on the WO Entertainment
Facebook page.
Right. As us as the producer and hosts of the show, we see all the chats from all the channels in our chat room over here.
Yeah.
So we're capable of doing that. But if you're in Twitch, all you're doing is seeing Twitch comments.
Yeah.
Which if I post something on here, it'll go to Twitch.
So if you want to be with the rest of the viewers, and this will be until Twitch really starts to get some better numbers.
Right. Right. We get a few on Twitch. We get a lot of the bots off Twitch that love to jump in. I'm surprised we ain't got one tonight.
Want to be famous? Do this.
Yeah, follow this. It's a bot. Automatically know and stuff. But yeah. But like I said, I met Justin and Richie on BRS watching their show and got talking to them and found out they was doing the show 15 miles away from me.
Oh, wow.
And I said, wow, okay. I'll have to get over and meet you guys sometime. So that's when they got off of BRS and started just doing live on Facebook and stuff and everything. And then after that, they down in the old school building where they started doing the show on Facebook. And I came in to show them how we could do it on StreamYard and everything because I already had StreamYard going. And they liked that a lot better. A lot more ways to do things. We can put up more stuff. We don't have to use OBS or XSplit or any of that. We're capable of doing more content and stuff on here, just like the videos that we can put in our deal and show up on here. They've increased that from 5 minutes to 10 minutes now. So
and I like how you can seamlessly monitor all conversations from every stream that you're doing from StreamYard, because that was one problem with XSplit. It's like, XSplit you could stream to several different sources, but
you'd have to watch it to see the comments.
Yeah, you had to have another computer set up to watch all the other places.
To watch everything about it, and then it's also extremely resource intensive for your machine doing it that way too. Whereas
Athen's computer would overheat every single show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though I had it still do, but it's a beastly computer, and it would, if I tried to broadcast to more than 2 places on XSplit, my computer was shutting down.
Yeah, but it's not giving you no problems now since you've been doing it on StreamYard, has it?
Nope, because StreamYard, I think it does it all on the internet. So all the
it's a browser based. We don't have to download XSplit or download StreamYard like you do XSplit or OBS. I mean, it takes me 15 seconds to create a show and go live right from it and have all the tools I need right on the side. That's the neat place about it. The only time we've had issues, and it's not with us, Nico's camera messes up quite a bit.
Yes, it does.
It freezes, right? And which getting him hardwired and stuff like that. If you're going to do a live stream on StreamYard, you better be hardwired in and everything. That's why when we have Justin and Richie come in once in a while, theirs mess up because usually they have to be on their phone because their internet at their rural houses isn't that great.
Yeah.
Here we're all running high speed internet hardwired in and stuff. And I mean, I've done shows where I was over at the old Cameron school and then turn around and had the other show on. And while I'm driving home, I had it on my phone producing the show.
Okay.
That's what I like about StreamYard and about what we're using on this program. And if you notice, since we did this and started on it, you notice what BRS has done.
Yep, BRS.
They all went to StreamYard.
Yep.
I got a real big kick out of that one when I was watching one of their shows, and I went, "Oh,
that looks familiar."
Yeah, okay. Because before they weren't doing that.
Nope.
No.
They were all going through OBS, XSplit, just Facebook Live.
Yeah. And they're done with Facebook now, from what I heard.
Really?
They're on YouTube now.
Huh.
Meanwhile, we're on everything.
We're on 8 different platforms right now.
And we're planning on being on Parler and a couple more, aren't we?
Yeah, Parler, and then I'm checking into Rumble.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Because up there you get paid for your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be nice.
Yeah. The only thing right now, Rumble won't let you go live. So after the show here, I'd have to download it and then upload it
to Rumble.
Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how that works. But Rumble is trying to get it to where they're the next platform to go out.
Okay.
A lot of people's getting tired of Facebook.
I got to spend some time on Parler and figure out everything. Because every time I want to post a meme, it makes me re-download it. So now I've got to duplicate it in my fucking photos.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
kind of obnoxious.
But yeah, this system right here that we have going and everything, just Facebook has been blocking out screen and chat a lot lately. Yes, it has. That's what.
And I think that's one reason we're really not growing is I think Facebook, they're not blocking us, but they're basically shadow banning us, so not everybody can really see.
Yeah, we haven't been shut down for a long time. The last time we got shut down was at Warrior Fest.
Yeah.
And the only reason that did was the band was off the stage and somebody kicked a jukebox on. And it was playing in the background. And they shut us down real quick. Justin got the message, fought it. In 3 minutes, we were back live again on Facebook. So, but yeah.
Well, I got nothing else, and my roommate's asking for me, so I got to dip out.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we love having you on these Sunday afternoons, and me and Miss Carl look forward to seeing y'all on Monday afternoons and evenings now. Hopefully, we can catch you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central Time to 9 p.m. Central Time. And
we're discussing gun laws in Texas tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Aren't we? Yeah.
Yep. So please be sure to tune into that. Please give us a reaction, to share any love you can. And we will see y'all next week. As always, I'm Cameron.
I'm Athen.
And I'm the Wizard.
And it's 1700 somewhere.